you've achieved your goal without a doubt, mate.
But my reply to James, straight away was yes, because I've been looking for something like this for years.
Like a project.
Yeah, I tried to do a documentary about dressing, but I added hip hop into it, I added rave into it, and it was a bit too much altogether. But this was something, that it was a subject matter that both of us knew a lot about, and we knew the people who we wanted to speak to.
I'll read that. I think I'll read this one. It's a bit long, but I would like to read it in full, because I think it kind of tells a story of how the book has been received in these early weeks. So Professor Andrew Grove said, so much of the history of the design, production and consumption of menswear in the UK has not been researched, making it impossible to get a sense of how the design of menswear business developed, particularly during the late 70s and 80s. When I was messaged on here almost 2 years ago by the magnetic chaps, James and Tony, about a Stone Island Marina jacket I had just posted. I didn't think much of it at first. They wanted to use the image for a book they were writing. Delayed late last year, I feared the book might not happen, or that it would just be photos reminiscing on a casual culture. I needn't have feared. It is exceptional. Through meticulous picture research and first-hand accounts, it builds an astonishing, in-depth record of how independent retailers of menswear developed and thrived during this period. The complexities of retail in various towns are thoroughly explored, from Brighton to Guildford to Newcastle to Huddersfield and elsewhere and everywhere in between. It is the sort of focused and dedicated first-hand research you would kill for a PhD researcher to produce. I cannot imagine the amount of work that has gone into this book, but it is apparent on every single page. A significant hole in menswear research has been filled, not by an academic, but by two people who were there, knew and continue to know the right people, and have their trust to tell the story in a way that has allowed this incredible book to be produced. Like, to me, if I wrote a book and I had a review like that from a person like that, that would really, I don't know, I can't even think of the right word to describe it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's special.
The geek that I am, I remember watching that. It was 1989. It was Chelsea Liverpool were on a game, and that I actually attended Christmas time. But yeah, they showed footage of that Scarborough Wolves. The guy went through the first game of the season. It was 87-88, and I always remember at the time this kid with Stone Island Marina jacket on, Stone Island Marina on the back, and I'd have the radar, like picking up little things like that. And also one of Chelsea's top heads at the time, he got interviewed, and he had an early Stone Island jumper on, and the badge was the buttons were like sewn on instead of you couldn't take it off. Yeah, the badge was like
fixed.
It was a different
style of getting it. Ringo Starr's.
Barbara Bach.
That's it.
Yeah, well, Barbara Bach was she was a successful actress. She was in I don't know if you're a James Bond fan, but she was in Spy Who Loved Me.
I got you, yeah.
Yeah, and Roger Moore got off for that, didn't he, in the end? Anyway, it's a different story.
The trailer, didn't we?
But Cody, I went into it a couple of times, and I went in it. I think it was 92. Cardiff were down there, and they had this Osti at the time. He was bringing out these mad silver coats and different wild things, and I thought, I'm gonna have that now. Yeah, like a really weird shine to a silver. Yeah. I think I only wore it once. Somebody made some comment in Aberdeen, looked like a spaceman or something. I thought, oh fuck, I'm gonna sell this now.
But that was gone.